Asst is destined to be at least a $2 stock. However, there will be much more turbulence heading upwards of the $2 levels. In today's video, we're going to be discussing Asst under three different lenses: the why, the what, the where. The why, we're going to be doing a calc breakdown. The what, we're going to do some stock analysis. The where, telling you guys where to get in and where to get out. Now, this video is going to be a no BS, non-biased price prediction video for next week. So if this is the type of content you guys like, hit that freaking subscribe button, guys. We only have one goal, to be at 40,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and with your help, that's possible. Now, let's get to work. So, as I told you guys previously, right, when Asst was trading at like $1.25-ish, I came out and I told you guys that this is a ticker. Let's take a listen. Is where I would be a buyer would be way closer to this dollar level. Would be way closer to this dollar level. And I'll tell you guys why. Bang, right, way closer to the dollar level. Well, what happened? The stock came down, bounced from 90 cents, and reached the heights of $1.19. So you could have easily locked in, we're not going to say 30% because it did give us a 30% move, but I think it's unfair to, a lot of people do this, right? A lot of people, when it comes to their predictions, do this where they say, oh, well, you would have just bought all the way down over here and then sold all the way up over there and you would have made 30%. No, you would have made about, let's say, just say, again, you're never going to get in the bottom, you're never going to get at the top. So you could have made a solid 10-15% gains-ish at least, right? Off of this move that I, anticipated for you guys. Now, with that said, where is this ticker heading from here on out? I believe that it can move all the way upwards of $1.70 levels, but there are certain things that are holding it back, right? And those certain things are really just the company internally selling shares, right? It's going to be their massive overhead supply. I mean, this overhead supply, man, it is painfully large, right? Specifically, their at the market potential dilution sitting at 337 million shares, and they do have 534 million warrants, right, which are ready to go the moment the stock starts moving, right? Because remember, right, these warrant holders have no care or in the world about you guys. They only care about cashing in those warrants and turning them into profits, okay? So that's the number one problem. Now, obviously, their cash need is low, right? And I think that this is one of those things that always people say, oh, well, Sam, they have $927 million in the bank. They're not, well, they're buying Bitcoin with this money, right? Like, this is not playhouse money, right? This is them going ahead and having to buy Bitcoin. However, speaking of Bitcoin, when we take a look at BTC, let's go over here. Let's see how BTC has been doing over the weekend, guys. I always like to use Bitcoin as a market trend indicator over the weekend rather than futures. And if we take a look at this, right? Bitcoin's doing very well. It's above 90K again, right? And it's been holding this 90K level. It did go all the way upwards of 93, which would be a really good level for it to kind of reclaim, and it would kind of just clear above this 90K levels. But I think that, next week we do have Jerome Powell talking earlier in the week. Now, I am going to come out with a whole prediction video for you guys as to where I see the markets heading from here on out. But regarding Asst, I think that we're due for some news, man. I think that, this is one of those companies that is good at playing the media game, all right? And it's also one of those tickers that once it gets going, there's no holding it back. So I'm excited to see what they're going to say next, because I wouldn't be surprised if they do come out with some form of shares buyback, right? If they come out with some form of shares buyback, because right now the company's finances, the company's Bitcoin holding is pretty much close to the company's market cap at this point, right? So for me, I wouldn't be surprised if they do come up with a shares buyback, considering how much dilution they've had as well, right? And squeeze the sticker all the way upwards of $1.60 to $2 levels potentially, right? Now, obviously, is this going to happen next week? It's hard for me to say it's going to happen next week, and I think that there's going to be much more volatility heading towards this ticker. And again, right, I told you guys I am bullish on it, right? I am bullish on it. But the number one thing which we do need to see is we need to see the markets have more strength, right? This is a ticker which right now is just moving based off of the broader markets. And when the markets go risk off, Asst is going to be one of those assets that people are not going to want to be in, because again, you don't know whether or not these crypto treasuries are going to be able to last the test of time when it comes to recovering from a down cycle to another up cycle, right? What do you mean, Sam? How would they not survive the test of time if Bitcoin just goes back to, let's say Bitcoin goes back to 75K, and then, in 3 years, 4 years, it goes to 200K? Wouldn't that just mean that Asst would go down and then Asst would bounce all the way back up to even higher highs, right, than it's created right now ever since it became a Bitcoin treasury? No, it wouldn't, because what you need to understand is that during that 4-year period where Bitcoin is having its quiet zone, the Asst management still needs to make money. So how does the Asst management still make money? By dilution, right? Diluting. So they're going ahead and they're making their stock be worth less while the company's holdings stay the same. And when it gets to a point where, the company ends up getting to a point, or Bitcoin ends up getting to 200K, Asst's evaluation is going to be extremely massive, but there's going to be such a large supply where the demand is not going to be able to keep up with, where the stock is going to be so oversold, where even if it goes on a 100% rally, 200% rally, you will potentially just see it test the dollar levels again, right? This is in 4 years if Bitcoin goes to 75K. Obviously, ideally, things have turned around. This is the beginning of a massive recovery in the broader markets. And Bitcoin is going to reclaim 100K, and ASSD is going to be heading upwards of $1.60 to $2 levels, right? But if the markets go south, ASSD will go south with them as well, right? So that's my take. Anyways, I am bullish on ASSD in the long haul. Once again, like I said, I do see this ticker testing the $2 levels once again in the future. I'm just not sure how brutal the road there is going to be, and that's going to be more specifically dependent on Jerome Powell, right? So our fate is really in the Fed's hands, right? Now listen, our community, Top Trader Academy, is right now on the biggest sale we have ever had. The biggest sale we have ever had. Prices have never been cheaper than this. Give it a shot, guys. The link is in the comment section and description. And right now, the next 10 members that join, they get access to it for a 50% discount, lifetime access, locking those good prices, guys. I'm telling you, once they're gone for good. And what makes our community different? Let me show you a couple of things, right, before you click away. Our community, guys, is the only community that gives you access to a 2 weeks free trial and a 30 days money back guarantee. So we give you day trade alerts, swing alerts, option alerts, lessons, one-on-one access, everything like that. And this is what our alerts look like. We give it a ticker, we give it an entry, we give it an exit, we give it a stop loss. We also tell you how many shares to buy in your portfolio, which makes us so freaking unique, right? So for example, we use a 10K account sizing as a benchmark. So we say 10 shares in a 10K account. So if we take a look at, for example, SOUX, we said buy it at 17. Right now it's at 20 bucks, right? So already up 20% from our entry point, right? From our initial entry point. Let's go to this one, CMCT. We said buy from 280 to 260. Let's go to CMCT. At $4.17. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. And again, right, listen, these alerts are the reason why people are coming back is because they're making money, right? I mean, literally, Jim Bigoose, this is a couple of days ago on Tuesday, he says 5 days into the 14 days free trial, and the Discord cost is already paid for. I've only been trading the swing alerts, or else it would take a lot, or else it would be a lot more if I had the time to also day trade. Thanks, Sam, and the amazing team you've put together. Been in a few servers in my life, the rest don't even fucking compare. Not just the trade quality, but the mentors that really actually care about you making money. Stop slacking and try the free trial. I appreciate you, Ron. Least I could say after all the bread I've made in this place. Look at this. Beautiful. And he sent us a video as well.
Alright, had to take a little video because of how fucking alright, had to go gain. Shout out Pro Trader JS. And everybody else too, I make money off of, but those screenshots are from Capital Gains and Pro Trader JS. Look at the screenshots below. Deadass just paid for my ski trip. I'm out here on the slopes. I haven't done.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. This is now a couple of days ago. Nas says, I made about 53% profit on options trade today, and even more exercising my options as well. On one trade, was able to make up the fee for taking the class. It's all worth it. Thanks so much, Sam. Beautiful. J Bro says, thank you, Sam. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Made my first profit in options trading. Joining HG Grass was the best decision. Webull Canada still doesn't allow P&L options. Look at this. Beauty. Beauty, beauty, beauty. Maybe pause it and read some of these, man. I'm not going to go ahead and read all these, but I joined after getting burned in Moon Market Discord from a pump and dumps about 5 months ago. Easily best decision I ever made. Keep working hard, Sam. This community changed my life. The few thousand I made here this month did not, but getting out of my losing streak almost felt like a damn gambling habit did. Like Sam says, trade the best, leave the rest, and that's exactly what this community has been. Only quality trades thanks to Project. These are all the mentors. Beautiful, man, beautiful. Listen, give it a shot, okay? The link is in the comment section and description. Once again, next 10 members, 50% discount, 2 weeks free trial, 30 days money back guarantee. I look forward to meeting you guys in Top Trader Academy. Your boy Sam from Top Trader Academy.